Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is David G. I'm an account executive over here at Play and PE. And today we are graced with the presence of last year's groundwater kickstart competition winners 2022, Ella and Sienna. Thank you so much for joining us today, all the way from Australia. Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. We're so excited to be here.
With the competition, of course, we'd love to hear how it all kind of like came together.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, the Kickstart competition was just insane from the beginning. The opportunities that they put in the prize packages, we just said to each other, we have to do this. And last year was all about Sienna and I kind of throwing ourselves in the deep end, pushing our music as hard as it would go. And this one really paid off. We're just so grateful. We actually submitted an original song, just a little live recording, and it got chosen in the top 10. There were so many. The talent of the other finalists was insane. We remember like watching back the other videos and just going, thank goodness we're not the judges. So lucky, so grateful and privileged to have won that.
As you mentioned, the talent pool was extensive. So of course, congratulations again to the both of you for making it all the way to the top and finishing number one on that, of course. You two are sisters who are both multi-instrumentalists and singers. So kind of leaning into more of your story and your background, when did you first discover you loved music? And where did you kind of like start to pursue it more seriously?
Yeah, so Ella and I being sisters, we've always grown up kind of singing together as siblings do. But we kind of became more serious about it when Ella got guitar lessons and we started getting singing lessons together. That was probably about the start of high school for Ella. And we went busking for the first time, and then we kind of
Yes.
realized that this is something that we could maybe do in the future, performing because
Properly,
we just loved it. Yeah, that was really our starting point.
Okay. Busking, so much fun. Did you have a go-to song when you were busking? Were you doing all originals? Were you doing some covers as well?
We definitely didn't have too many originals at that
No.
stage. That was
Yeah.
quite early on. But all the favorites. I think we played a lot of Taylor Swift, a lot of Ed Sheeran, a
Yeah.
bit of Pink, like all the crowd favorites, honestly.
Wonderwall.
Wonderwall, that was in there.
Okay. Yep. As it has to be. That's definitely a great busking song.
That's right.
Get people singing along with you as well, right?
Yes.
So reflecting a little bit more to your music then, of course, your music is a mixture of pop, folk, and of course, country. So who, you mentioned T Swift, of course. So who were your early influences versus say artists that you might be still or like looking at, or even like new artists that might be inspiring y'all today?
Yeah, so from a young age, we did listen to a lot of Taylor Swift, but we grew up with mum listening to a lot of Pink, so that was kind of a bit of an influence. And dad was really into grunge, rock, so like
Awesome.
Foo Fighters, Nirvana, all those types of bands.
There
So
you
we
go.
definitely had a bit of a range. But today, we'd say our influences are probably the more singer-songwriter type of artists. So artists like Maisie Peters, Ed
Mm.
Sheeran, Holly Humberstone, all those kind of, yeah, really niche and good lyricists, because that's what we're into.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. Um, with your writing process, how do you two write together? Does one person come with the idea more, or do you like to write together?
It's very interesting because I feel like as sisters and a duo, most people go, "Oh, you guys always write together,"
Mm.
but it's not actually the case. When we started writing, it was very much a separate thing, and we
Mm.
would kind of get that train of thought out and then come together at the end to refine ideas and make the arrangements and put the harmonies in. But I think just in the last 12 months, we've started up co-writes. We'd never done a co-write before
Okay.
the Kickstart competition. It was
Uh,
actually a Kickstart competition, and we wrote with Phil Barton, who is an absolute legend, over Zoom because he was in Nashville.
mm.
And since then, co-writes is just the thing, and we work together a lot more now, I think, with our songwriting. But it depends with every song. So yeah.
Not every song is what I should say. Not every song is going to be written the same way or in the same sort of like creative mindset for sure. But being able to do that and effectively do that with other songwriters is only going to make your songwriting that much stronger, which is really exciting as well.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
kind of tying us back to Kickstart, and just like overall successes for the two of you thus far. On top of having won Kickstart, you have also had quite a number of successes along the way already. So can you tell us a little bit more about what your trajectory has kind of looked like over the past few years and some of the examples that you can kind of share with us?
Yeah, absolutely. We have actually had a couple chaotic, crazy years. The best way, the best way. Yeah, last year, as I said, it was just going for gold. It was just pushing our music as much as we could. We actually got nominated for 2 SA Music Awards, and we went away with most popular country artist, which was a big
Nice.
win.
Nicely
And
done.
yeah, we entered the Northern Queensland's Rock and Country Reboot competition, which is similar to the Kickstart. Submit an original song. It got judged by a couple big country artists in Australia. They flew us up to Mackay in
Mm.
Queensland, performed against a couple other contestants. Came down to a People's Choice, and
Oof.
we won. So they sent us to
Yes.
Nashville. Thank
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah. So we actually just got back from Nashville a month or so ago, where we just did everything we could. Really, we had a couple days in the studio, where we recorded 2 brand new original tracks that will be out later this year.
Exciting.
We did heaps of co-writes and all the touristy stuff as well.
Good, good. You had some time to actually be like tourists in Nashville. Was that your first time?
It was our second time. The
Second
first
time.
time we were really little and we weren't
Doesn't count.
musos.
Yeah, doesn't count. That you'll remember this one definitely that much more. Really soak that one in as well, right? That's great. Congratulations on that, and that just sounds like an incredible journey the two of you have been on, especially over these last couple of hectic years, as you kind of mentioned. But hectic has led to some really good opportunities. So congratulations. I'm sure there's plenty more where that's coming from for sure. Um, on the notion of Kickstart again, did you go into it kind of feeling confident with the song that you'd entered, or what was like your overall like consensus of like feeling going into the competition? Were you feeling confident? Were you like, there's a stiff competition, we're not so sure, but we're gonna try?
Yeah, going into the competition with submitting our original works, we were a little nervous to see what people would think of it.
Of course.
And this was one that we'd kind of written recently as well, and it was kind of a spontaneous thing to just be like, okay, you know what, we're just gonna chuck our hat in the ring. So we did it, and then yeah, we saw the artist and we're like, okay, no way, because everyone was just so great and amazing and unique as well. So yeah, we were just kind of like, oh, not sure we'll get this one, but at least we've like
Given it a
given it a
shot.
shot.
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Yeah, I think Sienna and I have never set any expectations for
Mm,
our music, especially competition wise. Music is so subjective, like every
of course.
art is. When we went on The Voice Australia last year as well, that was the biggest roller coaster, and we just never had any expectations. It was just let's go and sing our hearts out, and
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens.
That's great to have that sort of mindset when it comes to your music. Both of you being fairly young still, really excited about getting your music out. I feel like not all people will be as level-headed as the two of you starting off at this point and seeing what you've seen and experienced those highs thus far. So kudos to the both of you, and I think with that sort of mindset, more will come, of course. But when you found out about having won, what was that feeling like? How did you find out? Who were you with?
Oh my goodness. I think so. We had the KIX live video live streamed to our TV, and it was just us and our parents. And we were just, when you get the butterflies in your tummy, but it's like, calm down, we can't do anything now. Like, it's out of our hands. It's just whatever it will be, will be. And then, yeah, they called our names, and I think we screamed at the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very exciting, and we couldn't believe it.
Is that TV still standing? Did you like throw something at it out of excitement? It's still there?
It survived. It
It
did
survived. Okay, that's good. That's good. Well, being able to share that experience with your parents there, with the two of you, I'm sure it's something that you'll never forget as well, right?
Definitely. Yeah, it was great. They're very supportive in our music journey. They came on The Voice with us, and they help with like sound, and mum's our
Okay.
momager. So yeah,
I
it's
was gonna
definitely
ask
yeah,
if it was dadager or momager, but it's probably both.
yeah, Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a family effort with our sibling kind of duo, and we're
Yeah.
so grateful that they can help us out.
Yeah, having that supports you know, you can't take away like the importance of that, right? So you know, of course, part of the prize package when y'all won KIX was not only writing and recording a brand new single with accomplished country songwriter Phil Barton at the Music Cellar, with in-demand producer Rod McCormack, just to name a few more names. But you also got to perform at the Groundwater Country Music Festival as well. You get to have your brand new single promoted by Frank Verasso and sent via Playing PE to tastemakers across country music. You'll also get the project supported by KIX. Like, in one word, let's try one word. What has this whole experience been like for each of you individually?
I would say,
I would say fun.
fun.
It's been a great experience, and not many people get all these opportunities, especially as emerging artists. So yeah, it's just been really fun.
I
Yes.
think my word would have to be, I'm stuck between like um inspiring and starstruck.
Mm.
Let's do a mix between those two.
I love those. That's great. I think it's important to really have fun along the journey because you never know what's going to happen next. So really being able to soak in everything as it's happening can be difficult when you're trying to think of the next thing to do constantly and always be ahead of the game. So really making sure that you enjoy the experience is great. But again, um, continuing to be inspired by the experience, and you know, it's great to be like starstruck by some of these people who are some of the greats in the industry, but being able to work alongside them and have sessions with them, and maybe even like start up, you know, longer term relationships. Who knows? I think this is all really important in your journey as emerging artists, as you kind of mentioned, and I'm just so excited for the both of you. When it comes to "It's Not Me, It's You," what was the writing and recording process like that? Well, for that song, what was that like?
Yeah, so we wrote this song with Phil Barton, as we mentioned, over Zoom, and it was our first co-write, so we didn't really know what to expect going into it, especially not being in person. But when we met Phil, we instantly had a connection and we had an idea, and it just kind of flowed, and it was great working with that other person who has kind of a different perspective and really knows his stuff.
Yeah.
So it worked really well, and Phil's just a great guy, so it was a really fun process. And as for the recording, we recorded with Rod McCormack in his studio in New South Wales, and that was an incredible process as well because we hadn't been to his studio before, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, stepping into Rod Studio, I'm sure was something to kind of think about. All the artists that have been in that space, all of the incredible music that's been produced there. Ella, tell us how you felt jumping into a space like that.
The studio was incredible. Our first impression, we walked in and there's all of the plaques on the wall of Casey Chambers and, you know, Becky Cole and Gina Jeffries and all of these
Yeah.
massive Aussie country names. And you just felt like you were in such a sacred space. And, you know, we were so excited to work with Rod. And, you know, we had this song. And I think bringing our songs to the studio is like our favorite part of the process because we have this thing that we've created and we're so proud of it. And then you work with a producer, and with all of their experience and knowledge, the song just becomes huge, like better than we could have imagined. And
Yeah.
you know, watching Rod track, you know, 12-string guitars and play the banjo and absolutely just kill all the instruments. And then we got to jump in the vocal booth, and I think the most cool part of that was the backing vocals. So you hear in the track like that we're just shouting. We're just like
Yeah,
so it was
such
so much
fun.
fun.
A lot of energy, a lot of excitement, a lot of inspiration, as you kind of mentioned as well. Ella, I'm sure from being in a session like that, and just probably feeling a lot of energy as soon as you walked into the room, especially being in the booth. And I'm sure all the yelling probably helped get you to a whole nother level of energy as well. So you recently, talking about some other work of yours, you recently released your debut EP, 7 Ways to Say You're Fine, in March, which was also produced by an award-winning producer, Matt Fell. What was it like working with Matt? And I'm sure this list of people that you're working with is going to continue, but what was it like working with Matt?
Yeah, working with Matt was amazing. We actually flew over to Tasmania. We'd never been to
Oh,
Tasmania before. and he's got this little studio just out in the middle of nowhere. So we
Mm.
just had mountains in the backyard. So
Ooh.
it was a really surreal experience. There was such a quiet serenity. So it
Mm.
felt really great to be making music when there's no one really around.
Yeah.
And actual process with Matt was amazing. He is just an absolute wizard in the studio. Sat there and could play all of these instruments and really brought the visions that we had for those songs to
Mm.
life. So it was just amazing. And for our first kind of recording experience, it was just great.
Again, being able to work in a space like that, in the middle of like a jungle almost or something, it sounds like, right? That sounds incredible. Um, all these experiences are going to help in leading you to just further explore your writing process as well, and how you further work with other people and producers. So having a taste of super large studio to intimate studio in the jungle, these certain things that you just definitely can't take away from. So that's great. Since that release, has there been anything that's been popping up for the two of you that it seems like stars are aligning, sort of thing, since the release?
Yeah, actually, I feel like we've had so much momentum going, and we just want to keep that going as much
Yeah.
as we can. So obviously we have the new single, It's Not Me, It's You, but we're also going on tour, which we could
Okay.
not be more excited about, where we've got heaps of different dates all across Australia, lots of SA dates where we're from, lots of Queensland festivals throughout August,
Mm.
September, and I think we're doing a Melbourne weekend as well. So it's going to be a jam-packed second half of the year. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're bringing our band as
Mhm.
well, so that's going to be really fun. I think we have about a 5 piece at most of the shows, so it's going to
Nice.
be really fun.
Yeah, so much energy when you have like the full band together too. Are either of you going to be playing instruments, or are you going to be focusing on the vocals while you're touring?
We definitely play.
Yeah.
So when Sienna and I do our duo shows, I play guitar. I also have like a little stomp box. I'm trying to do the
Nice.
whole one-man band thing, and
Yep.
Sienna jumps on the bass as well. But
Fun.
when we do, yeah, when we do our full band shows, I play guitar. I've also played a bit of banjo before, and
Yep.
Sienna will jump on keys for a bit of the set as well.
Awesome.
I think I'll be jumping on acoustic guitar for a couple shows as
Mm.
well, which I've just started learning. So
Ooh, there you
hopefully
go.
that goes well.
Yeah.
Ella can jump on the electric and shred it up a bit. So
I
yeah.
think I think the good thing is, as songwriters, we kind of have written on all of these different instruments. So
Exactly.
we've built up our skills a little bit and kind of know what we're doing. So when it comes to the shows, and we have the most incredible boys behind us that just do our songs flawlessly.
Mm.
And yeah, we couldn't be happier, and we're so keen to just get out there and play.
So exciting. Being on tour, getting the next single out, working with all these incredible producers. It's like, what's going to happen next is definitely what's the question on my mind for sure. So I'm really excited about this push with Playing PE, though, being able to get it to international spaces for the two of you. Again, that single is It's Not Me, It's You. It's going to be sent to verified music industry professionals across radio, media, press across Australia, Canada, United States, and more. So I was really looking forward to just seeing what that all is going to look like, especially with the help of Frank Verasso on the promotion side. Have the two of you ever had your music promoted outside of Australia before, or pushed your music outside of Australia?
I think we've done like one interview in Germany, and that's
Okay.
about it. So
Not on this
definitely
scale.
not on this scale. And yeah, to be completely honest, I can't even comprehend where our music is going, but I
It's
just know
crazy.
that we're in the right hands and we're with the right people, and all of our trust is with you guys. We just want to get our song out there, and it looks like that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And who knows what'll happen? You're doing this tour right now. Maybe it'll lead to potential North America plans in terms of tours. Maybe finding yourselves back in Nashville again. Who knows? Favorite place that you could tour in the States if you could?
Favorite place? Everywhere. One answer.
No, Nashville would be really cool. The Nashville concerts are always amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think it's on our bucket list to like play the Ryman at one stage.
yeah,
There you go.
definitely.
we saw a very cool show there when we were over. But I think just anywhere like the US is definitely on our bucket list, and like as soon as possible, we just want to go over and build that audience and play some shows and get our songs out there.
Yeah, getting in front of people and just sharing more of that new music that you have. A couple of those newer tracks coming out later this year as well. And I know the two of you are very busy, so I don't want to take up a whole lot more of your time. But is there anything before you got to go to the next thing? I'm sure. Is there anything else you want to share with the viewers today about things that are upcoming, or things that you're excited about, or anything that you want them to tune into?
I think it's just our 2023 is going to be a massive year. So watch this space. We got It's Not Me, It's You coming out, and the next two Nashville singles we recorded in Nashville are going to come out with a bang. So just keep an eye open for that.
And come see us on tour.
Come see us on tour.
Yeah.
All of the Australian dates
Mm-hmm.
and all of the different festivals. It's already on our page, and I think half of the shows are on sale already. So
Okay.
we would love to see you there.
Amazing. Yeah. So anybody tuning in, be sure to like, subscribe, follow all of the things for Ella and Sienna, to stay in the know. Girls, thank you so much for your time. I know you have some more stuff upcoming for the rest of your day, so I really appreciate you being able to chat with me. And of course, tastemakers, if you're tuning into this, get onto that playing PE player and go find It's Not Me, It's You. Give them some spins, give them some streams and downloads. Ladies, until the next time, all the best and have fun on tour.
Thank
We
you.
will.
Thanks
Thank you
so
so
much
much for having us. Really appreciate your time.
It's my pleasure. Until next time.